Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. If I look a little pale right now, it's because all I have on is foundation and powder. I'm actually a lot more, I need to get my face foundation in a better shade to match the fact that I've gotten some sun because I'm looking a little pale right now. But today we are doing something that I thought might be fun to do, and it's what I'm calling Boxycharm Roulette. So basically what I'm going to do is get all of the Boxycharm makeup that I have. I'm going to sort it into categories for what I'm going to put on my face, and I'm going to let Google's random number generator choose for me which products I am using. I think almost all of these products I have done reviews on. I've been getting Boxycharm for almost a year now, so I had some variety there and I was just interested to see what would end up happening. I did not have Boxycharm foundation or powder, which makes sense. I mean, those are very custom to your skin tone, so it's not something that Boxycharm provides. I also use my own concealer. Boxycharm did give us a concealer palette a few months ago. It wasn't very good, and I actually passed it along to somebody else. So I've just kind of used my own base products, but everything else we are going to let the random number generator fate gods provide. So I thought perhaps we would start out with the brows. So let us go and get the number generator to choose my brow product. So we have our two brow options, this pencil, which I am totally forgetting the name of, and it's all worn off on here, or our Brow Gal brow powder. So we're going to use our Google random number generator to see which one am I using. So I'm going to be using this one. Okay. I have not actually used this since I first got it. I'm pretty sure this was a Boxycharm item now that I think about it. It's a little dark for me, but I'm gonna see what I can do. I mean, I have pretty strong brows to start with, so I don't need to do a huge amount of filling in, but maybe I'll give myself some pretty strong brows since I'm using this. The idea is that it's supposed to have a triangle tip, so you can use the fat side for sort of filling in your brows or the angle side for doing little lines. So let me do that. Oof, that right there is some strong dark brows. Hopefully a little spoolie action will maybe tone it down a little bit. Okay, brows are not bad. This is not my favorite product, mostly because the color isn't a great match for me. But hey, it does the job, and I have my Boxycharm Roulette chosen brows. So now I'm going to move on to the scariest part of this, which is let's go randomly choose 3 eyeshadows for me to use that I will have to create a look with. So these are our 7 palettes. First, I'm going to randomly choose the palettes, and then I will use the random number generator again to choose which color inside the palette. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our first color is from palette 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to be using something from the Real Her palette. Let's choose the next one, and I can always choose the same ones again, but let's see. Oops. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm also going to be using one from the Studio Makeup On The Go palette. Now let's choose our last one. Oop. Is that 5 again? I think I'm just not hitting the button properly. 6. Okay, so this one again. So in this palette there are 9 colors. And if I generate a random number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to be using this color, and if I generate it again, 9. So Proud and Unique. Those are kind of similar colors, so let's see what third color we have to use in our eye look is. Okay, well, it's going to be a warm color. So there's also 9 in here, and when I randomly generate the number, I get 3. So I'm going to have a very shimmery look because I'm using shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. So let's get started on that. Okay, so the most difficult thing about choosing these shades is they're all very similar, and like it's actually pretty good. They're all sort of similar warm goldy kind of tones. So they all go together. I didn't get anything super crazy. but they are all shimmer shades. So I'm going to have a very shimmery eye look. I'm going to try to use Proud, this one here, as my crease shade because it's kind of the mid-tone one in the group. I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's see. Okay, it's not like super shimmery, so that's not too bad. Actually, when I see it in better light, it is pretty satiny, shimmery. Definitely stronger on one eye than the other. Even that out. See, this is where you get into trouble, is when you start to try to even things out and it just keeps going and going and going. I'm going to take the shade Unique, which is this darker shimmer shade down in the corner, and use that to kind of define the outer part of my lid. Give a little bit of depth to it. It's also shimmery. Not glittery, so that's good, just very shimmery. And our last shade here is this shimmery gold color. So I'm just going to use that with my finger, and I'm going to use that as sort of my inner corner lid to mid lid shade. Oh, that's very gold. I mean, it's not the worst. I'll zoom you in a little bit here so you can see. It's not blended the best at the moment. Wow, you can really see how not well blended this is when I see it on camera. Why is that? That's okay. So a little gold, a little shimmery brown, got that going on. Excuse me while I take a few moments to blend a little bit more. Now, mascara I didn't have a lot of options for. I have this mascara, which I received a long time ago. Like, I really should not still be using this, but I'm gonna use it just for this. This is a Boxycharm mascara, and this is a very impactful mascara. This gives you a lot of drama, but also a lot of clumps. And I don't think I brought an eyelash brush over to sort of comb those out with. There we go. I'm just gonna do the upper lashes with this. I also didn't have any eyeliner, so this is a no eyeliner look, which is okay. I actually do that more often than not, is don't use eyeliner on the day-to-day. So let's get into the sort of face makeup. And I think I will add bronzer and then blush and then move on to the lips and then highlight. That's the order I'm going to do it in. Okay, so let us go and randomly choose the contour slash bronzer I will be using. It is time for bronzer, and these are our 4 bronzer options. And the random number generator says 4. So I'm going to be using this palette. Let's see which of those options within I will be using. And the answer is 2. So I'll be using Contour 2 as a bronzer. Okay, so I'm using this middle one here, and if I remember properly, this is a good blendable one. It might be a little dark, so I just need to use a soft touch to begin with. And this is also a Boxycharm brush that I got that I really enjoy for doing bronzer or contouring. So we have this on. I'm gonna put on blush. I don't think I've ever received a blush from Boxycharm, so I am just going to use my Milani Berry Amore blush, which I love, and to me, I feel is kind of a pretty neutral color. Blush is on. Now we are going to do the lips. So let's hope I get something that goes with this warm, bronzy look that I got going on. Lots of lip color options. Let's hope it's something that goes well with the very warm eye look. So there are 8 lipstick options here, and our random number generator says I will be using 8. So that's going to be very pink to go with the look that I have. Okay. Well, it's not the worst match in the world, and it does kind of go with what I'm wearing, so for a long-lasting liquid lipsticks are some of my favorite formula. I've actually not worn this one a huge amount because I got it fairly recently and just haven't worn it a lot, so this is kind of nice to get a chance to use it a bit more. There we go. I actually don't mind that with this look. It's looking sort of very Hollywood old glamour kind of look, if I do say so myself. Let's finish this off with a bit of shine and highlight, and let's go randomly choose the highlight that I will be using. Now we're gonna add some shimmer to the look, and there are 4 options, of which I will be using. Ooh, very, very shiny gold. So there we go. Let's get this on my face. So we're gonna finish this off with a very golden glow, which is totally fine. Little fan brush, because with this you don't need a lot to get a big impact. But hey, let's make me nice and shiny. Some nose highlight. I'm gonna do the inner corners of my eyes as well. And there we go. This is the randomly generated Boxycharm Roulette look. Let me zoom you in for a closer look. There we go. I would not have thought to pair this lipstick with the warm sort of golden eye look, but I really like it, especially with this shirt that I happen to be wearing. So here we go. So that is my video for today. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. It's so good to be back to filming again because I had pre-filmed a bunch, so I hadn't filmed in a little while, and it is wonderful and so much fun to be back doing this again, playing around with makeup. I would encourage you to subscribe if you have not subscribed already. I will put my subscription face right up here right now. I'll put an older video up here for you to watch, and if you want to leave me a comment, I do try to respond to every comment that I get, and I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. And give me a thumbs up if you haven't and you liked this and you want to see another roulette. Bye!